Can you hear me? Does that work? Hey. Is it working now? Again, I rebuilt this computer and I copied over the OBS configuration. And like the devices were all wrong and stuff. And I'd fixed most of them, but not the mic. Good evening, Aiton. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, hello, Turf. Good evening, Qubits. Welcome. Yeah, so I think I unplugged my Seestar. I mean, it was fully charged, but while I was trying to untwist it, I think I unplugged it. So let's see if this all works. I did some testing, quite a bit of testing, but somehow missed the microphone. Okay. Why is it not showing me? That's weird. I've got overlays, window, right monitor. That should be, yeah. So again, it's confused. There we go. The good thing is this is a one-time thing, so hopefully we might run across a few other situations like this, but hopefully it won't be too bad. All right, as you can see, I got split it. Conditions are good at Starfront, and the moon won't rise till like 1 or 2 in the morning, something like that. So that's good. Oh, maybe my cord didn't get unplugged. Well, I opened a ticket for them to plug it in, so if it's still plugged in, that's good. Because I had like rotated a little bit and it disappeared from the camera, like between frames on the all-sky camera, so I just thought it got unplugged. And this is the first I've seen it since in the last couple hours, so maybe they did plug it in. Okay, so the this is not working, so yeah, cord found, exactly. Oh, let me get rid of that black box below. Is it that one? Yeah, that was the one. Anyway, one of the things, while I'm, fumbling around, because Aiden and Cosmic Ray are already imaging tonight. Not sure what this is. I was messing around with stuff, and that's part of the Veil Nebula, if I'm. And Cosmic Ray is running my the Alba experimental version, which is now ESC for experimental scope creep. Gecko Nebula, cool. All right, well, let me try to get my scope going. Let's move that off screen. It doesn't help that I'm not as proficient in what in the world? Doesn't help that I'm not as, oh, that's what happened. Doesn't help that I'm not as proficient in Windows, obviously. Okay, that was an adventure. hello Cosmic Ray, bork. Oh, and I see Qubits also started streaming on Discord, so let me check that out in a moment. Don't forget to like the video. I've been streaming so infrequently because the weather has just been lousy, or I've been like the intersection of when I wasn't tired, the Venn diagram of the few days that it actually was clear. The intersection with between when it was clear and when I had energy was pretty much nil. Mostly it's been a problem with the clearness of the skies, but it looks like it's going to be clear maybe tomorrow night too at Starfront. Not here. It's rained. It rained here today. Up on Discord with the EQ, the S30 EQ, nice with 20-second frames. So I end up like having to, well, actually I can control this off screen. So let me bring up the Discord server. So we've got something interesting to look at while I'm fumbling around here. Yeah, what target do people want to see? Cosmic Ray is working on, or his scope is working. Evening Auto, welcome. Hour and a half, nice. Or 1 to 2 hours, nice. I mean, it's better than what I've been dealing with here mostly. Let me bring up Qubits as well. Is that the butterfly? Okay, let me try to get the scope working. All right. Cool. Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem. Like, I was thinking about that. I got that spectroheliograph, and I've been able to use it like 3 times. There's been a few other times where we've had a lot of weather here where it would be sunny in the morning, first thing before the sun was above the houses nearby. And then before it was in the backyard, clouds would roll in and it would be cloudy all day, or rain. So it's been very frustrating. Okay, let me try to get this. Try to get this working. That's pretty cool, this gecko. Okay. I am trying to find any stars. Well, in the scope earlier, when I, like before the stream started, I was messing around with it, and it was having some sorry, I'm still trying to find stars. Basically, as you can see, I'm rotating the scope. Ah, here's some stars. And let me go to the bot and see what let's see. Anyway, yeah, it's... Sorry, I'm a bit... But yeah, the conditions haven't been great for day or night. And it's great that I've got that Starfront's, you know, clear tonight, but it doesn't help me with any of the my local scopes, solar stuff. Okay. It says it's at 20 hours of right ascension. It is at 20 hours, and it thinks it's at 12. So this is my eternal dilemma when it gets all confused. That looks really cool. It wouldn't be a live stream if there weren't some issues. All right. So it's at 20. It thinks it's at 12. And it's at 38 degrees north. So if it thinks it's at 12. Oh. Why isn't this working? Stellarium decided to not cooperate on my laptop here. Okay. Okay, so it thinks it's at 40 degrees, or yeah, almost 40 degrees, and it thinks it's at 12 hours, which would put it at not too far from M3, but it's actually at 20 hours, which means it's all the way. Oh. Which means it's at... It thinks it's pointing at the Milky Way, and it's most definitely not. So, okay, so I'll just tell it to go to M3. And that should be good enough to get going. All right. And so you'll see it move a little bit. It'll do the first plate solve, and it'll realize it's pointing at the wrong part of the sky. And you'll see the right ascension jump to like 20, 21. Does the first plate solve. And yeah, 21.8. It's like, yep, I'm pointing at the wrong part of the sky. And so now it's actually going back to where I told it to go, which was theoretically near where it thought it was. But so it just moved a little bit, did a plate solve, realized it was in the wrong part of the sky. Because the reason I do that is if I told it to go to a place near where it actually was, it would keep going further and maybe try to plate solve something below the horizon, which then I'd be in the same boat. So I end up figuring out where it's actually pointing by plate solving those coordinates, and then I tell it to go to some place relatively close to where it thinks it is. So that way it's just moving a little bit where it actually is, and then it figures it out. It's complicated and frustrating. All parts of the hobby, yeah. Veil Nebula. So all Veil Nebula and Alp, very experimental. Yeah, yeah. I was actually working on the software before, just before the stream. But trying to fix some things. Oh, hello, Old Geezer Gazing. Welcome, welcome. It's been a while. Hello, Mundus from the welcome from the Rockies. That's cool. Evening image of the veil I took a couple nights ago. I realize I can't bring it up there. I've got to go to this one. That's cool. Definitely a different color palette, but that's like, it's very, I love the detail. It's really awesome. Wow. I should have done that on camera. I zoomed in on it. Oh, it's using the SHO. Yeah, exactly. Work getting in the way. Yeah, like, yeah. Tired and, yeah, when a few times when I could have streamed, I was just tired. That is an interesting dark nebula. That's cool. The gecko. All right. Let's see if my scope. Hey, and I got photobombed. Awesome. Of course, the real point was. Oh, hi, Hot Cheetos. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like the video. Not just directed at a Hot Cheeto, but everyone, because it does help live streams. And I'm hoping to live stream again tomorrow night. Oh, nice. Going to Africa with Portal 1 Skies. That's awesome. Soon. That's awesome. Well, that should be really cool. Are you going to Southern Africa or Northern? I'm just thinking from what objects are visible in the sky. Yeah, the trains, planes or satellites. Oh, Rwanda. Cool. So you should be able to get some some nice southern targets. Okay, I'm gonna stop this because well, I'm gonna, yeah, just below the equator. But still, you'll have, yeah, you'll be able to image. Yeah, that'll be awesome. I haven't been able to image the southern hemisphere myself. Oh, come on. Like a right angle. Or almost not quite a right angle, but let me move this off camera. That doesn't even need to be up. And let me do my split screen thing here. And I'll do that. And then, because otherwise I'll end up like totally, I might ditch the all sky. What I need to do is get the ALP experimental running. Yes, I'm at Starfront. It's clouded out here. I was actually out just a little bit ago. Oh, hey. Hi, Misfits 15. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, dropped a like. Thanks. And don't forget others to like as well. Scenery thing. Let me schedule let me add something for the next target. I've been trying to image the as many times as I can the nova. Just get a little bit of time on it to try to image it. It's been dimming slowly. It peaked at like 5.5 magnitude. It looks like it's close to the 7th magnitude now. So let me cue that up. All right. Image V462. Oh, and one thing I need to look at where it is. I want to try to image that that interstellar comet, because I think it was. I mean, the skies are still dark. I mean, the moon isn't anywhere near rising, so I think it should be. Last time I looked, it was very doable. But let me image the nova first. Not a Chevy Nova, but an exploding. Not exploding, but well, it was an explosion on a white dwarf, or that a white dwarf had an eruption, I guess. I don't know how you'd call it. It had a nova. All right. So I will append, and then I will skip. And actually what I should do real quick here is, I thought I'd be able to run the latest version of ALP experimental, but I think I'm gonna not risk trying to update it during the live stream. Okay. But if I live stream tomorrow, which fingers crossed it will be, the weather will be good, I should be able to do a live stream. I mean, I should be able to use the latest ALP experimental. Okay. Before I lose my bearings, let me look at the chat. Jesus one. I think I'm crazy. And if you don't, yeah, exactly. All right. I've mentioned this before, but the name of my Raspberry Pi at Starfront is Electra, named after one of the Pleiades. I have this Pleiades theme going on with some of my astronomically oriented computers, and it's running on port 3000. But if I just type in Electra 3000, it'll end up... Wow, it's... Oh, I plugged in the latitude, or I had the declination right ascension, and I forgot to check J2000, so that's why it's off a bit. Anyway, for whatever reason, if I don't explicitly go HTTP, it tries to help me, and it looks up Electra 3000, and that's the name of some model, European model or stage name, whatever, Electra 3000. And I'm like, it's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a telescope. Oh, it's compiling because it's the first time I've run it since I restarted. Yeah, so anyway, this is the nova. This is the a star in the field. Normally the nova would be in the center, but I forgot to check J2000, and so it's there we go. Look at all the lines here. All right, so I do have a newer version out there than I've had before. It actually has like a little tour of features, but I'm not going to do that right now. Maybe I'll demo that tomorrow. There we go. So now I can go, and I think this might be the first time I've done this on this computer, or on this computer and this browser. I'm using a different browser. Luckily, it's relatively easy, so I can go. Oh, nope, wrong thing. I can go large, and I can move it down here. Make that a little larger. Zoom in a bit. Okay. I'm trying to get consistent time each time I image this, just to hopefully we'll animate it at some point. Qubits has paused. Here's the gecko. It's looking pretty cool. All right. Let's see. All right. All right, sorry, I'm So it'll go up to about 40 frames. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm going to, now the Milky Way is up and pretty far up. So there's a lot of good targets there. But I'm gonna start with something here quick. It's all relative. Yeah. And what is, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into a philosophical discussion about, oh, good evening, Dark Shades. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Okay. Nice emoji. Yeah. So let me add this to the queue. This has only 2 minutes remaining on this target. I'm trying to get 10 minutes of total time on target. So, yeah. So it ends up with less than 10 minutes of actual data. Usually is somewhere in the 40s frame count wise. And it's up to 42 now, so. Yeah, the battery's holding steady, so it must, either they plugged it back in or I didn't get unplugged. I did open a ticket earlier once I realized I might have unplugged the scope. Okay. All right. It's got less than a minute, just a few more seconds, and it will go on to the next target. Okay. Yeah, I think it's moving to the next target. Can see the Milky Way nicely at cosmic rays. It's taken a while, But oh, there we go. Trying out the Trifid. That was just the first 10-second frame. It's quite bright. I don't have any filter on right now, which you can see up here. I have filter off. Okay. There's qubits. It's coming along nicely. It's a lot of nice detail in that. Which filter is this? Yeah, that is cool. You can see the Milky Way there. Yeah, it's kind of low here, but doable. Yeah, slip rings. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's not that it's blurry per se. I think it doesn't say there's a resolution issue. It says it's 1080p. And I don't think it's me. Weird. Discord's very finicky. Not yeah, I don't know. I mean, not on my side, because like the other streams are crisp, and my network has a lot of headroom. Plus, that's coming down, so my stream going out shouldn't interfere with it. That looks better. More. Not as blurry as it was. Oops, wrong way. It's. I mean, it helps having dark skies, but I'm always. I find it remarkable how quickly data shows up on the Trifid. What was I gonna do? Oh, I forgot. I was gonna try to figure out where that comet was. Okay. All right. I was wanting to test out the new alp locally here. that's gonna... Oops. Oh, okay. No, sorry. I was stopping it, but it was my local copy. Let's see. Okay, let me go look at this computer and see where. So the comet is 3I Atlas, and I guess the I stands for interstellar. So, which I did not. I guess I never really thought about it, but no, not this one. Oh, it was on the Sky Live. That was the one that had... Actually, why am I doing this? I think I have it in Stellarium. Let me check. Because I tend to have a lot of comets in Stellarium. Ah, it says H. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, HAS2 and O3. Cool. There was a video by Nico Carver, Nebula Photos, who about a argon filter. That was kind of interesting. Intriguing. Sorry, I was going to go look at Stellarium. And I was going to go look at 3I. Yeah, so I need to add it. It's plugins. What is it? Plugins. Actually, I'm going to do, at the risk of causing issues, I'm going to try something here. Okay. Let's see if this works. One of the reasons why I rebuilt, there were two reasons I rebuilt the Windows computer that I'm streaming from. One is the VPN was broken, so I couldn't get directly to Starfront. I had to do like some funky stuff. But the other problem was I have two Camlink cards, and I'm using one for this camera, and I tried other, anyway, basically I couldn't get both Camlink cards to work. And so actually we'll see if this works. Actually wouldn't recognize the one Camlink card. It was pretty toast, so no. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Ah. I think we might have it. Yeah. Kind of a little warped here, but the aspect ratio. I'm trying to fix that. There we go. Speaking of looking blurry, that looks blurry to me. Maybe because it's... let me try unplugging it and plugging it back in. The old favorite. Plug it and unplug it and plug it back in. Let me just try this. Will this work? Nah, it's all jacked up. Never mind. It was a try. It was worth a try. The good news is the second cam link is there, so I just need to figure out the configuration. What are you imaging now, Cosmic Ray? Yeah, because the HA is always really strong. Do you auto send to serial before putting in stack? Just take the final fits file. Going, oh nice, the Dark Shark. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. So I need to go solar system editor, configure solar system, comets, 3i Atlas, and is it 3i Atlas? Is that the name? Yeah, it's 3i Atlas. All right. There we go. That's annoying. I did 3i lowercase, not uppercase. It's interesting. YouTube's complaining about not getting enough data. But my internet connection's fine. All right. Okay. So I'm adding 3i Atlas. Close out. Now I should be able to search for it. See where it is. It says it's 17th magnitude. According to Stellarium, but the Sky Live, it says it's 17th magnitude. It's doable, so let's do it. All right. All right. Let's add the coordinates. grab from that, and we'll do that, and all right. All right. Okay. So I should be good to go. It's weird. Claims poor stream health, but I'm not seeing it on my side. My network's sending, yeah, doesn't say it's dropping anything. Seems to be doing fine. Very odd. But sometimes YouTube will complain even if there's nothing. Yeah, according to this, I'm uploading 16 megabits per second, and it's fine. What scope is Qubits using? All right. So where is this comet? Oh, it's right near the meridian, so maybe I'll switch to it. 'Cause I mean, for just over 15 minutes, getting a lot of data, I'd kind of started messing around with this, exposing some of the settings, but that was what I was working on before the stream, that it has some slight issues, so I was trying to fix them before I cut another release. So I am gonna zoom out. You look at, I really like the dark nebula that's around the Trifid. Not quite like the dark shark, but it's something. All right. Ascar 61, nice. Ascar V, yeah, the Ascar V or 5 has been some of the results. Ascar 71, cool. All right, let me go. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna go skip to the next target. Just because, just because. And while I'm doing that, don't forget to like the video if you haven't already, although we're doing pretty good for likes. Okay, M16 in processing. Let me check. Just trying to find my window here. Sorry, I had to... Oh, M16. Oh, nice. This was taken with the Ascar V, which lets you... it has two different front ends, and it has some reducers and extenders, and so it covers from like 250 to 600 millimeter or something like that. So it's it's pretty cool. A lot of nice detail in there. Cool. Okay, so we're back here, and I'm still, no, I didn't tell skip. All right, so it's going to go to the next target, which is the interstellar comet. It's not going to probably look like much, but it'll be, I think the peak brightness will be later in the year, like, October, November, December maybe, might be the peak times. The closest it gets to the sun will be between Earth and Mars's orbit, but it won't get closer than like a couple 100 million miles. So at least that's what I had seen. Need to charge my watch. All right. Okay, so it is going on to the next target, which is Atlas, 3I Atlas. It just passed the meridian. Here it's about 40 degrees above the horizon. Oh, and it's right in the Milky Way. So this might end up being a waste. Although, yeah, this might be a little too hard. Although if I image it, you know what, it won't be a waste. If I image it for long enough, I should be able to animate it and figure out where it is. So, at least according to Cyril, which Stellarium, I just downloaded the coordinates. It should be around here. So let me zoom in here. Yeah. So yeah, I'm seeing this pattern of stars here, and it should be somewhere in this area. According to Stellarium, this star is 12th magnitude. Let me zoom in more. And I don't think it's moving fast enough where I'll be able to do what I've done with asteroids and just yeah, I probably won't, because I think it's up by the orbit of Jupiter, but the asteroid belt is between Mars and Jupiter. And I know I can image main belt asteroids over a few hours and see their movement, or like an hour or two. And this is moving faster than a main belt asteroid would. So maybe you would see, maybe there would be some motion. That would be interesting. Okay, so, and then all right, so you've got, let me zoom back out here, and let me check the chat, because my chat's been a bit out. Yeah, 3 scopes in one. Yeah, 270 to 600. That's a nice range from a pretty nice wide field to, yeah, a lot tighter. 6 configurations. Nice. Very nice. What camera on that rig? Okay, so Oh yeah, it is moving fast enough. When I... What? That is moving fast. Because with Stellarium, it has the orbital parameters in there, and I can... Well, let me see. Let me try doing this again. It's going to be all... Okay. What am I trying to do here? Does it go over there? Nope. That's not the right overlay. It's this one. Okay. It's still, this is gonna annoy me, but so if you look at this star field, unfortunately it's kind of squeezed, but let me just try to fix it a little bit. There we go. Okay. It's not great, it's blurry, but all right. So if you look here, if you look right here, so if we zoom in here, we've got this star, and then kind of these. Okay. So if I go, so it's, yeah, this is going to be super hard because it's in the Milky Way field. Okay, yeah, so it's here. It was this star, and this star, this star, okay? So, so let's bring that back. So let me zoom in on over here. I'll zoom in similarly. Okay. So if you see this star, that pattern, okay? Whereas if I go here, you can see, okay, this. So that asteroid, or that should be around here, supposedly. But if I just kind of forward, so let me zoom in. If I forward where it's going to be in an hour. Look at how much that moves. So it goes from here all the way, like a noticeable amount. So if I zoom out again, you can see how much it moves. So it moves closer to this. So kind of like midway. So it's moving at an angle. Let me take this off camera because I need to look at this some more. And that almost looks like a blurred thing, but I don't think that's it. Unfortunately, like I say, this is in the Milky Way. Like it's, where is that near? It's, yeah, it's right in the Milky Way. well, kind of towards the edge and moving away from the edge. So let's see. Just trying to get a sense of the like that's a 16th magnitude star. This one right here. So yeah, it should be it's somewhere in here. But over the span of an hour, it supposedly will go from here to about here, supposedly. So, I'm just gonna let it go for maybe for an hour. I can start seeing the dark shark here. Kind of. I really like all the detail. Let's see. All right, I'm way behind. ASI 585. Cosmic Ray was asking what? Yeah, that's the interstellar comet. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it. It's too bad there isn't like some rapid response, because, I mean, it's going to be relatively close. Like, they should have something ready to go to, you know, for these kind of unusual targets to, you know, on short notice, launch it on an intercept mission or flyby. The pillars, let me see. Sorry, I keep bringing up the wrong window. So this was qubits with a C8 getting really close in to the pillars part of the Eagle Nebula M16. That's really close up. That's really awesome. All right. a lot of times what's ended up happening with some of these is when I pulled it into, when I got the coordinates from Stellarium, they were like slightly off, but it quickly became apparent where the, well, not quickly, but it would become apparent where the object was because you'd start seeing something trailing. One thing with the new setup, I lost my OBS chat status, so I have to flip back and look at a window instead of being able to see it all on OBS. I know, tough luck, I guess. All right. Yeah, with time, hopefully it'll become apparent, unless the coordinates are wrong, because the rocket boosters kicked in with the on the thing. I've seen some interesting videos out there about, yeah, exactly, yeah. Rendezvous with, maybe we'll call this one Rama or something, I don't know. Somebody should write a book about that. But yeah, I agree, we should have some way of, or some kind of plan in place. Maybe now that we've had 3 of these interstellar objects, and this one, there was an article, a video by Anton Petrov, where he was saying a study had come out that, like, there's a thin disk and a thick disk of the Milky Way, and the thin disk is kind of where we are. It's kind of the central part of the disk, like not like at a right angle to the radius. It's kind of centered, and that area is newer stars, and then there's this thick disk area that's kind of above and below the thin disk, and it tends to be populated with older stars, and so according to the study, the previous 2 approach the solar system kind of within the plane of the Milky Way, whereas this one's come in at almost perpendicular, I guess, to the plane of the Milky Way, which suggested it might have come from the old, the thick disk. So it could be a few billion years older than the solar system, which would be interesting. But again, that's why we should have a probes on standby or something. Hello, Josh Henry. Welcome. Observing M27. Yeah, wishing clear skies. I know how that goes. I'm still clouded out here locally, but I'm imaging from yeah. Insanity searching for the Romulan cruiser with a 50mm scope. I mean, it claims it's bright enough. 17th magnitude. They do not interfere with us. Yeah. Yeah. But even in spite of its speed, like they said, was it 60 kilometers a second? So 200,000 kilometers an hour, or 120,000 miles per hour. But like that still would. I'd kind of done a back of the envelope calculation, and it's you know, it's, even if it had come from the Alpha Centauri area, it would have been going for thousands of years, I think, before it got here. So it's yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Prime Directive. Leave us alone. All right. What was I going to try? Oh, I was looking at this other thing where it claims it is. Not helpful. That field of view is way too wide. Okay. Yeah, it claims it would be right around here. According to this other source. Yeah, I mean, if I don't get it tonight, I'm not gonna try again tomorrow. Because if it's just not bright enough, it's not bright enough. It claims it's 17th magnitude, and I'm picking up stars that are 16th magnitude, so. All right. What will he say when it crashes into Houston? Oops. It is 20 minutes. So but look at that field of view. It's unfortunately kind of a busy field, which certainly isn't helping. Like I say, it's in the like over the kind of the core of the Milky Way, the kind of towards the edge of it, but still it's well within the star field. Maybe it just isn't close enough, because it claims it's this one website I'm looking at says it's around here, and it's heading kind of like in 5 hours it should be somewhere over here. So I would have thought within 20 minutes it would be obvious where it is, but maybe it's too faint, the star field's too busy. It should be, like I say, 5 hours from now it should be over here. And according to let's see, what time is it? It's so wait, oh, I'm way zoomed out. Yeah, maybe it's, like I say, maybe it's just maybe it's just too faint. Because in the 20 minutes it's been running, it should have moved. Yeah. Oh, wow. I need to, it's too bad I have the S50 at Starfront. That's a great S30. I mean, a great M31 already. So yeah, it's been going for about half an hour. That is looking really nice. Cosmic ray, that looks really nice. Yeah, tiny galaxy. Oh man. Well, let's see. Let's look at it before. Look at it before it. 50 hours of not thrilling. Need a fast sponge. Yeah. Well, that's one reason why I did. I mean, part of it was so I could mess around with Alp Experimental, but part of the reason why I like Trifid, it shows the result really quickly, and it looks really nice. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Okay, so that's where. Oh yeah, the butterfly and then the crescent down here. It's definitely an interesting area there, the Seestar region, I guess, right? Definitely getting some nice fine structure in there. like all the dark nebula detail. Very nice. And this is just 17 frames, although I think you said 20-second exposures, so bit over 5 minutes. Still, that's really good. Yeah, that's the downside of the S50. Having the S50 at Starfront, I can't get anything that wide. I really hope the S30 Pro comes out before too long. Yeah, it is really cool. Yeah, it's looking really sharp. One thing I am going to do later is try to run this, like run through the frames and see if I can see anything moving in that area. Like maybe it's there and it's just not getting stacked properly because it's so faint. We'll see. It's not easy being green. Yeah, so I should, I might not let this run the whole hour, so I'm going to go try to figure out what I'm going to image next. Whoa, that's all green. Alright, let's... Oh, one thing I was thinking of imaging. Okay, why is it doing that? Oh, nice. That'll be cool. Yeah, I need cereal. Yeah, that doesn't quite look right. Meanwhile, why is... That looks really impressive. I guess Qubits is shutting it down. Look at like seriously, like why is there so much going back and forth? What I I'd like to know. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and there's a couple other back-end things too that are... Oh, there we go. All right. So let me go find another target. I was thinking of doing the Bubble Nebula. Let me look up a couple of these others that I have on my list. NGC 6590. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. LBN 531. That could be interesting. The Wolf's Cave Nebula. Although that's probably going to be a challenging one. But I might try it. I think I might go NGC 6590. Yeah. Yeah, no. It's not the same. 6590. NGC. Let's see, reset. Okay. Yeah, since this comet is theoretically should have been visible, but maybe too much foreground clutter or something, I don't know. So I'm gonna go on to NGC 6590. But first, let me try redoing the stretch. To that, and all right. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to the next target. All right. Oh, neck. All right, cool. Oops, not that one. Zoom out. Oh wow, that's showing up stuff pretty quickly. I don't have the light pollution filter on right now with this one. Yeah, but at least it fits. Not like the S50 where you just kind of get the core of it. Like, yeah. So it's at least it's got that. Let me rotate this. Make that smaller. Okay, so we've got obviously there's bugs in the name because it says NGCIC. That's not right. So I'll probably image this for a while, depending on how it goes, and then I don't know if I'll do the bubble nebula or when does the moon rise? Like 1:30 apparently. So like this kind of target where I don't have any filter on, I want to have it stop imaging before the moon rises. So it's about 1:30. All right. Tomorrow will be just that much better. It'll be 2 something, like 2:30 when the moon rises. So let's see. What? North American Nebula. So yeah, there's these white reflection nebulas here, and then kind of a redder nebula here. Oh, Pac-Man. Yeah, that's too low. Too low right now at Starfront because it's to the northeast, and that's obstructed by the wall. The north wall of the building. Yeah, I'll get a S50, S30 Pro. Yeah, I mean looks like it's going to be a great scope. definitely looks like a cool one. Yeah, maybe I think I'm going to do after this the Cocoon Nebula for maybe an hour. I'll do that for an hour. And then I will switch to something where I will use the filter. What would be a good one? Star Lizard Cluster. Okay, so I'm gonna do the Wizard Nebula then for until sunrise or whatever, or twilight I should say, but I'm not gonna be streaming that. Yeah. Oh yeah, actually I need to get up kind of early tomorrow too, so I probably won't be going. I'll probably wrap it up within maybe in half an hour. But yeah, good night, Qubits. Thanks for joining. Have a good rest of your evening. Yeah, this is turning out well. Now I'm gonna do this one. I originally had it scheduled for an hour, and it's been going for almost 10 minutes on target, so about 50 more minutes. Yeah, I'll probably let it run, and then after the stream's over, it'll move on to the Cocoon Nebula and the Wizard Nebula. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing is if it was at this moment and they were looking back, it would have been 3 million years ago, so there wouldn't have been any on Earth. Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about that too. And you know, like, or if they were intelligent 3 or 2.5, 2.5 million, if they were, yeah. And also welcome, good evening. But yeah, I've kind of wondered that. I mean, there's so many stars, so many galaxies. If someone was, or if some entity was looking back at us, at our galaxy, yeah, are they wondering the same thing? Yeah, good evening. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, the whole Fermi paradox of, is it common, or are there reasons why we don't see, are they, like, is the stage we're at so narrow of kind of being able to ask these questions but not really, traveling in space like too far? At least it's definitely not us, just our unmanned probes. Or is there some kind of filter? Like, maybe life is very common, maybe intelligent life isn't. Like, on Earth, as far as we know, we're the only species that's gotten to this, like, remotely close to this. But yeah, it's yeah. I do think about it. Yeah. No, there's also that too. I I I was in college. I may have had a couple of existential crises thinking about such things, but um, yeah, yeah, yeah. There's that. What was it in the movie? Was it in the movie Contact where they saw all the videos from World War II of like then that would be yeah. Yeah, well, and then but then it's like there's the space and time aspect. Like we're seeing the universe as it was. And so there could be life out there now that we can't see because it's the light hasn't gotten here yet, or we missed it. Like, I mean, Earth is almost 5 billion years old, 4.5, 5 billion. I don't know. I wasn't around back then. But then, multicellular life, more like animals are relatively new on Earth, like a few 100 million years. And why is that? Do other planets, could another planet have developed quicker, had life like us on it a billion years ago, and we've, they're just not there anymore? Like, don't know. Rick and Morty fan, leaving your telescope on it for like 3 days. You should get some great results from that. That's an interesting area, especially depending on the field of view you have. But even with the Seestar, you could get some real detail. Like that. Yeah, exactly. Mushrooms. That's pretty funny. Hey, don't knock it unless you tried it. Never mind. We could just stop that conversation there. No shrooming. Oh yeah. If you get a wide field, yeah, you could get the soap bubble, depending on how wide of a frame, like what kind of scope you're using. Okay, let's try this. Nice. Wow. This is getting fancy. Sorry, I'm also working on my local copy of the app, the ALP experimental, the experimental scope creep. That was one of those things talking on Discord, and I've decided to just go with it because I don't know, it's funny. Because it is an exercise in scope group. I keep adding things to it. I wonder if that'll make it too bright. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll leave it at that. Alright. No shrooming tonight for me. All right. Conditions are looking pretty good there. Where cosmic ray is. Yeah. Yeah, that's I think it was that was kind of my inspiration. I think this might be a target you imaged, and so I was thinking I'd go try to image it myself. All right. Cool. But yeah, if all goes well, I plan on live streaming again tomorrow night. So if you haven't, do the like, the subscribe, turn on that notification bell, all that jazz. And then, yeah, hopefully the weather will start stabilizing here. It's kind of crazy. I was talking to someone who's often on the streams as well, and he was saying that like out in West Texas, in Fort Davis, is that town where there's the McDowell Observatory. It's pretty dry out there usually. They get like 15 inches of rain a year, and they've had 16 inches since May. And then like by Starfront, which is where my remote telescope is, it was like over 17 inches of rain since the beginning of this month, and they normally get 27 inches in a whole year, so they got like 7 months of rain in the last 3 weeks, which is just crazy. Oh yeah, the Euclid. There's some really neat, some of the scopes out there like Euclid, and then the Vera Rubin Observatory down in Chile. The wide field fast scope is really amazing. And then like JWT, all of them. Yeah, it's off the charts. The moon and the Pleiades. That's a great question. It looks like it'll be going by tomorrow night. Yeah, around 3 a.m. It looks like more than 24 hours from now, so 4 a.m. At least here where I am. Sorry, that's 3 or 4 a.m. Central Standard Time, so add an hour if you're Eastern. Here it looks like, I didn't realize that, but that's thanks for mentioning that. That might be something I might try to image, but it's going to be late here because the moon rises at like 2 a.m. tomorrow, like after 2 a.m. and it'll be really close to the Pleiades at that point. And then around 3 a.m. it'll be even closer. And unfortunately, it's kind of, it's going to be, it would be tricky for me to image even at Starfront, because it's not to the southeast, it's actually to the slightly north of east. And the problem is then I start having issues with the wall, and that's like 3 a.m. And then 4 a.m. it's pretty much covers it. Again, U.S. Central Time. And yeah, so it wouldn't be until almost sunrise that it would be high enough for me to image, unfortunately. I mean, as far as what you see on the screen, yeah, they're one of them is a telescope I have in Central Texas, and the other is in Pennsylvania. Oh, nice. Perseid. Well, that's cool. That's good to know. Might pick up some in the all-sky camera. Actually, I could just, yeah, that's too zoomed in. Oops, what did I do? That's right. Yeah, so I can go extra large. Looks nice and crisp. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's always it's always the way it is. You see something spectacular and you miss it. Okay. All right. I mean, you could just hook it up to a computer and like record the video or something. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, where I live, I actually live in Houston, Texas, and light pollution here is horrible. I have never seen the Milky Way from home. I've seen it, but I always had to drive somewhere to see it. And the telescope that's imaging this is located in Central Texas at Starfront Remote Observatory, which is one of those, it's a telescope hosting site. And so, yeah, so I can't, they have pretty dark skies. And cosmic ray who's imaging the M31 has pretty dark skies as well. So yeah. I have been to the Netherlands a few times. Yeah, I know how that goes. It's the conditions are good, and you feel like you feel like you have to wrap it up. I know that's the good thing. Since I'd like to be running a scope here, but where I live. But the nice thing about only the conditions being such that I can only image from Starfront is I don't have to pack it up at the end of the night. So, because sometimes I'll end up having to stop the stream because like half an hour earlier than I could go. I could go another half hour sometimes, but I have to like give myself time to be able to pack things up while I still am awake enough. All right. Good night, Cosmic Ray. Thanks for joining and thanks for sharing your scope. It is it's like midnight, 20 minutes after midnight, 19 minutes after midnight. Oh yeah, over 7:20. Oh yeah, because you're on the continent. Because we're six hours from London, but yeah, 7 hours from the continent. Yeah, in the morning. Yeah, I have some family in Germany. And plus good time to wrap it up too. There's clouds coming in where Cosmic Ray is, so good timing to wrap it up. Yeah, and some of my great aunts, they I don't know if they spoke Dutch, but they understood it because they were right on the border with the Netherlands, on the North Sea, or by the North Sea. So they, I think the TV station closest to where they lived was actually in the Netherlands, and the closest bigger towns were in the Netherlands where they lived. I don't remember if they spoke it or just understood it. They probably spoke it. At least a little bit. Yeah, they were fairly close to. I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but Groningen is probably the nearest. Yeah. Groningen. imagine. Ah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean they were like where they were was up north, uh like off the river, like basically on the North Sea, off the river Ems. Yeah. Yeah, I've driven around a bit in there. Yeah, Rotterdam, Amsterdam, I've been there, and where else? Actually, let me fix this so can bring this up. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I started it around, because the sun doesn't set here until 9. Well, it sets at like 8:30, so I ended up starting at 10 tonight, 10 my time, so 5 a.m. your time. I'll probably start a little earlier tomorrow, but I'll be running past midnight as well. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm adding a feature to restart it from the interface. Oh, hello. Actually, I was originally going to end it like in 5 minutes, but I'll let it go for a little bit longer since you're here. And good evening, Seiko. But yeah, it's good, Cosmic Ray, that it was not as flaky as it had been. Okay. All right. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Seiko's timing is uncanny. Oh my gosh. The timing is just cool. All right. God, that makes sense. It's just time zone timing issue. Just ends up. It's funny though how it ends up working out. Yeah, or the thing I that seems feasible, not feasible, but if there was some kind of way of actually doing the warp drive thing, like so far most of it has been kind of physically impossible based on what we know, but or not physically impossible, but to get it to actually work would require some exotic materials, but maybe, or maybe there's some physics, maybe there's something with, I mean, some of our understanding, it's pretty good, but there are gaps, like whole, what is dark matter, dark energy. Maybe there's something there. Don't know. Yeah. I mean, like I say, if we could, if there's some kind of warp, I mean, it's always like the sci-fi thing, but there is, I mean, like the Alcure, Alcurie drive or whatever, um, of how to create a warp drive based on physics. But again, it like originally required like negative mass material, which mm, almost certainly doesn't actually exist. But then they figured out how to do it without. Yeah, I always have a hard time. Alcubery. I don't know why I have a hard time with that. I still have a hard time with that. Um, but yeah, they. Yeah, I mean the science is real. It's just like what's his name? Uh, the guy Thorne, Kip Thorpe. Anyway, the black hole physicist. Um, like he figured out how to do wormholes, but it required like Jupiter masses of material and to keep the thing open, and yeah. Well, and then there's that too. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean maybe again there's some physics that we don't know about, or haven't, or maybe we figure out how to do something that seems too difficult now, like warp bubble or wormholes or whatever. I mean, it does seem sound, but whether or not it's actually something that can be engineered. Although I always like the was it the science fiction trope? Yeah, hack the universe. Yeah, the thing I like is the science fiction trope of, like, speaking of life, uh, that there was intelligent life, again sci-fi trope, like billions of years ago, and they're no longer around, but they've left artifacts around that humans stumble across, and for like warp drive or whatever. Like that would be cool. That would be cool. Have somebody else do all the hard work, or or I forgot about this. Or maybe all this AI stuff or quantum computers or something will be able to figure out something that our puny human brains can't, and so they, like, that they'll be able to, maybe they'll brute force some solution to serve some physics. Yeah, yeah, like a Stargate or something. Um, yeah, I mean I mean there have been many variations of the theme in different science fiction. Um, yeah, I you never know. Yeah. Yeah, and it's, I mean, there's traditional techniques that we could leverage at least to get to some not quite relativistic speeds, but like to do a Alpha Centauri flyby or something, which people have kind of. I mean, I've seen a few different proposals for that, like with laser or maser driven star sail kind of things. Um, yeah, there's, and I mean it. Yeah, if we could come up with some other way of doing it more quickly, at least we kind of like we don't generally travel around the world on sailboats anymore. We use faster propulsion, but sailboats had their use. So maybe we start with something that's kind of achievable with current physics. Do like a 50-year mission to Alpha Centauri or something, or 70-year at a few percent the speed of light, some micro spacecraft, and do a flyby. That could be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's also the other thing, and yeah. Or the other one is maybe it doesn't get, maybe there are physical limits, but the cost goes down so much that, like, if you can go into and buy some kind of rocket ship or build one yourself that could actually get you off planet, that would open up a lot of stuff, at least within the solar system. Or maybe not individuals, but groups of people beyond just the billionaire, the decibillionaire class, or centibillionaire class. But yeah, if the cost, like maybe with 3D printing, like that one company that's doing 3D printed rockets, like if that tech were to drop in cost, where you can actually start. Yeah, I mean there's a few different aspects, like, and that's the way I guess it's, I mean it's not an original thought, but I mean that's kind of how it started with other travel around the planet, like having voyages of sailing craft across the ocean, like for the Europeans, required like lots of money from companies or countries, from kings or whatever, and then and now today you can get a boat yourself that could, I mean it wouldn't be the most comfortable ride, but individuals can cross oceans now. Maybe the same will happen with space travel, where it'll get to the point where individuals will be able to do like local space travel. That would be cool. Like you don't have to drive across, you don't bring everything with you when you drive across the, if you could have your own rocket, fly to orbit, refuel at some gas station, rest station in orbit, and then you head on to like your summer vacation to the moon or whatever. Just, I don't know. That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the thing is we don't even understand gravity, like really. Or it's kind of a hole in physics. Not a hole, but doesn't line up with a lot of other things, but it's obviously there, or it appears to be there. But who knows? Yeah, exploring the. Yeah, I mean, it would be neat if, like, one day we just, like, I mean, if we ever figure out something like warp drive or wormholes, it almost immediately change things. Kind of like, yeah, the Expanse or something, you know. Yeah, no, I know how it goes. I've definitely thought a lot about some of that as well. But yeah, it'd be cool. Oh, my disk usage just went yellow here. Actually, what I should do is oops. No, wrong way. Oh, come on. What is going on? Oh, I turned on. Oh, how do I turn that mode off? That must look so weird. Because I don't think it's even this. Yeah, it's I turned on like the magnification in Windows. I'm trying to figure out how to turn it off. I'm just making it bigger. Oh my gosh, no. How about this? How about this cursor here? Admire my giant mouse cursor. This is a sign that maybe I need to maybe it'll crash. Maybe this will open the wormhole. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, I know that's been affecting a lot of people. The smoke. There we go. So, if you ever find yourself in this position, I typed the Windows key and plus sign. And to turn it off, you type the Windows key and escape. It's the accessibility magnifier. Yeah, that that was unexpected. Oh yeah. Let's let me oh gosh. I need to be better about this. But and I say this every time. But yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord server, I just pasted a link in the chat. Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Yeah, it really is. And the thing, I mean, it's really cool, but if you really want to burn a lot of space, if you do any kind of live video thing, like what do you call it? Like solar, planetary, lunar. If you're doing like video and then live stacking it, or you're keeping it so you can process it after the fact, that burns space so crazy, so much, so quickly. Oh, good night, Dark Shades. Good evening, and thanks for joining. Have a good rest of your night. Like the video? Cool. Yeah, don't forget to like the video. Oh yeah, no, I always have to clean up the process files because I'll yeah, I mean, I can burn up hundreds of gigs processing things pretty easily. Oh yeah, 2 terabytes. Yeah, that's, yeah. Yeah, usually I end up having to, because I do a lot of my processing on an external SSD, and so it's not like, it's a decent size, but it's, yeah, I mean, I end up filling it up pretty quickly. Let's see. Oh, so there's only a minute left on this target, and then it's going to go on to the Cocoon Nebula. So I'll let that happen. I'll do a few minutes on the Cocoon, and then I think I'll wrap up the stream for tonight, because I got to get up in the morning fairly early, and I'll be live streaming again tomorrow evening, unless something chaotic comes up. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Had enough of that recently. All right. No, I mean, if you have a router or like if your firewall, if your internet, I mean, it depends on what kind of network you have at home. I mean, if you just have like a cable modem or something like that, like I have a cable modem that has like a network switch on the back of like 6 ports. So you could just plug it in to another port or get a network switch, cheap network switch, so you can have, I mean, basically something where you can plug it in to the Ethernet. But yeah, it doesn't need anything particularly special, just some kind of network. Yeah, and then there's that too. You can make a NAS, DIY it. And that turned out pretty nice. And now it's gonna head on to the. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's devices out there where you could just plug the USB drive into it, and then it's a network share that you can attach to from your main computer. But if you don't have, I guess it depends on how many computers you have. Like if you don't have a lot of them, or if you need to get like a bunch of space, then a NAS, like for years I didn't have a NAS at all. I just put a lot of space, a lot of disks on my main PC and just called it a day. But these days I have one, although mostly I only copy the data from my laptop, but I can only have so much storage on my laptop, so having a NAS lets me have, even though I'm mostly only getting to it from one computer, I can have, 10, 20 terabytes without having to lug around an external drive with my laptop. Yeah, that's cool. Tail scale. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know that a NAS really buys you much. Again, like I say, for years I didn't have a NAS. I knew people who had NASs, but I mean, you can always get disk arrays that plug into a computer. If you have a desktop and you don't have enough slots in it, there's options where you can have external enclosures with multiple drives, and then just that plugs in to a USB port. And I guess the main thing it buys you, a NAS or some kind of array like that, is if you have multiple drives, you have it set up with RAID, you get redundancy. So whereas if you have just one drive and it fails, hopefully you have the data somewhere else. But if you have a RAID array, like I have 4 drives in a little NAS box, and 3 of them, basically it's 3 disks worth of data, plus the 4th one is kind of a replica of the others. Not a replica, but anyway, you can reconstruct any one drive from the other 3. And so, so from that point of view, it's handy. That's it. Yeah, having a single drive. I've had single drive failures, and that was unfortunate. But on my old NAS, I had one drive completely fail, and I missed it. I didn't log into the web interface, and then a second drive, and there were only 4 drives. The second drive started flaking out, and the whole RAID array just ended up in a bad state. But since the third drive didn't go completely bad, I was able to get a new drive, swapped out the one that was totally bad. It kind of thought about it a bit and was able to reconstruct the data onto the 4th drive, and then I replaced the one that was kind of flaky. And so I have 2 new drives and 2 old drives, and I don't think I lost anything. Ideally you catch it before, and I was just lucky that the second drive that went bad didn't completely fail. But I guess from that point of view, it's handy. But you can get some of the same effect if you have just one drive, and then back up the most important bits to or you get 2 external drives. There was a time where I had some important data on an external drive, and then I had a second drive that was the same size, and I would periodically dump all the data onto the other, and I actually kept it at a family member's, so the copy wasn't even at home. Yeah, Tailscale's really nice, and it's free if you don't. It's I don't pay for it at home, so it's pretty nice. Yeah, something like that, like an external enclosure. Yeah, those are cool. I would look carefully at the reviews of some of those, because sometimes they end up, but I know some of them are really pretty good. Yeah, I mean, my laptop I back up to a NAS, and then I actually have the NAS set up to back itself up to a cloud account, and so I have Yeah, so I have redundancy. Yeah, backup from your backup. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, so like that's what like I say, mine goes back up to NAS, and then the NAS has a periodic backup itself daily. It does an incremental backup to the cloud, which unfortunately that means I end up paying every month for cloud account storage, but it's not terribly expensive for the amount of data I have. And I have another account I should probably use that I have. It would probably save me a bunch of money, but yeah. So this is the cocoon. I'll probably go a few more minutes and then wrap it up for the night. First, I should take a sip of water here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, for me, I had a copy at a family member's house just because, in case like something happened, you know, like when I lived in an apartment, in case somebody, you know, broke in and took my computer and hard drive, that would have hurt my feelings. So I had a second copy somewhere else. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I guess working in IT, I was used to the concept where we had, like, I worked at a place where we had our main data center, and then we had a second data center in a different city. And I mean, because I live in Houston, which is near the coast, and we get hurricanes here, so they had a second one inland, and they copied all the data over the network to the other data center. And we'd go up there periodically to do a test where we bring everything down in Houston and then bring everything up at the other place. So, I mean, that's overkill for the average person, but I like the idea of, you know, having a second copy somewhere else. Because, you know, there's, you never know. But yeah, these days I usually do some kind of cloud storage. And most of the stuff I'm not too bothered by. It's not like, it's like, most of it's like probably photos. And so if I was more concerned about it, I'd probably use like, and actually I was using that at one point. I had this, what was it called? There's a few programs for like Windows and Mac, where basically it'll copy to cloud storage, but it encrypts it, and the encryption key's on your computer. So, which was actually ended up being a problem because then I forgot what the password was, and so that was kind of unfortunate. But yeah, that was another thing I did. I did that with, I mean, years ago the laptop drive was much smaller, but I would have it do incremental backups and using this software, it worked pretty well. But yeah, there's a lot of ways of doing it. But yeah, having a copy of a copy is backup of a backup is good idea. I haven't consistently done it over the years, but these days it's mostly automated. So, I mean, automated in the sense they have like a checkbox on the software. Oh man. Well, it's getting towards 1 a.m. my time, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. But like I say, I plan on doing a live stream tomorrow. I'll probably start it earlier. Instead of 10 p.m. U.S. Central, I might start at 9:30 U.S. Central. But yeah, in the meantime, thanks for Qubits. Thanks to Qubits and Cosmic Ray and Builder for sharing their scopes this evening. And thanks everybody for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe and keep an eye out for tomorrow's live stream. And yeah, I think I'll leave it at that for tonight. So yeah, good night, Seiko. I hung around another half hour because I didn't want to just cut it off as soon as you showed up, because then you might start thinking it's like, no. Yeah, no, thanks. Oh, first cloudy week. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Lect. Yeah, I was trying to take advantage of the clouds to try to normalize my sleep schedule. I mean, that was the positive that came out of it. Yeah, don't forget to join the Discord. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Hope to see you tomorrow. But yeah, I think I'll leave it at that, and hope everybody has a good rest of your night. Yeah, I might be up later tomorrow night because I don't have to get up early Sunday, but I have to get up early tomorrow. But yeah, I'll leave it at that and hope everybody has a good night or rest of your day.